Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is my crash course on memory. I kind of chose this topic because finals are here, and it's very relevant to cramming studies and test and review. So, just some background on memory would be pretty cool to talk about. First, I want to go over the more basic memory models, the two most relevant ones that we know. It'll be the working memory model and the modal memory model. First one by uh, Atkinson and Scherfen. It's the most popular one. Starts with sensory input, which is maybe something that you see, like a picture, or something you taste, like a drink, or maybe you hear somebody's name, and that's your sensory memory, and that is transferred to short-term memory. And with this, we can actually hold up 5 to 7 units of information for 10 to 15 seconds, which is very small if we really think about it. But with rehearsal, this can be transferred to our long-term memory loss. And what I mean by rehearsal is that whether you taste that drink multiple times, or you talk to that person, or in your head say that name multiple times, or you see that picture a lot, it helps you remember it. And that's rehearsal, whether it's purposeful or not. It'll be transferred to your long-term memory so you can recall it in the future. And that's just a quick brief down of this one. And then the other working memory model is a lot more in depth. Here's a picture of it. It really doesn't have the flow that the other one does, but it's also a very relevant memory model. You have the physiospatial sketchpad, the episodic buffer, and the phonological loop, long-term memory, and the central executive, which is kind of like the recall center, the short-term memory. And with this, have the episodic buffer, which is a temporary storage, and it kind of relates to our senses of smell and taste, but it is a sense of temporary storage. And you have the visual spatial sketchpad, which is a virtual environment for physical stimulation calculation. And this is more like things that we see and things that we do, like our sense of touch uh, and sight. And they have the phonological loop, which is an inner speech which is used to reactivate or refresh the representations of phonological storage. And this is using like our hearing and to remember things. Like it's how you learn a melody, to remember the phone number of in a commercial. This is the phonological loop. And then you have the types of memory, which is somatic and episodic memory. These are very basic, but episodic memory is like events. It's personal experiences, things you learn from that, and your memories of your birthday party or your first basketball game. Where somatic is more like general knowledge. It's like knowing that 2 plus 2 equals 4, or that a stop sign is red. Those are just more. Those departments are different type of memories, and they're stored in different ways. So they like to separate them. And then you have implicit memory, which is stored in the cerebrum. And this is when you're not trying to remember something, but you do it anyway. It's like how to get home, right? When you're driving home, you're following directions, you're just driving, and you learn the stoplights and the signs and the path to get home. Or even more like the buildings on the roads when you're trying to get home is more like implicit memory. Or and then what's stored in your and that's stored in the cerebrum. And then your basal ganglia, I don't know how to say that, but that's implicit memory. That's more um, physical. So it's also a sense of implicit things, but it's like motor skills is stored there, like riding a bike. But that's also in procedural. And these are different types of memory. They're separated from your somatic and episodic memory, and it's stored and created different ways. Procedural memory is how to do things like ride a bike or brush your teeth or drink. It's not any type of information. It's all about your motor skills, catching a basketball. So, but yeah, these are the basic review of memory. I hope you guys have a good time on your finals. Uh, Thank you for listening.